Happy Thursday, America, from the frozen tundra that is the Idle Zone Syndicate Studios. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
Cold.
I'm completely illiterate to live YouTube chatness. Why does it say create a channel to join the chat? I thought I'm too cool for school, but I can't even say hey to anybody that's chatting.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I guess not. Idle Zone Syndicate's not my YouTube channel. It's your guys' world. I'm just living in it. What's up?
You should be able to go to there and subscribe and like and chat.
Yeah. Did you like it? Subscribe it?
I guess not. I don't know. We'll get after it. Just carry on, my wayward.
That's funny.
Okay, so everybody type all the questions you want to ask Kiki because he can't answer you. I like it.
That's funny.
Terrible. Trying to be a part of everything and just can't even figure it out.
Well, oh my goodness. Hey, we started fishing. We had high school tournament.
Yeah.
We got a college tournament going on. The first open of the season started today.
Yep. Dual Threat Fishing's on their second tournament.
Yes.
That's craziness. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit, but why don't we bring on our guest because he's kind of in a time crunch. We can talk to him about that a little bit. Our guest this evening is brand new to the Elite Series this year. Qualified through that EQ, that new EQ system that they had last year. And he's fished 40 tournaments with bass. A lot of those were in high school. High school in the opens. Finished 19 times in the money. I didn't ask him if he still lives there, but he's from Knoxville, Tennessee. At least it says that on his bio. We can ask him about that. And he went to Auburn. He was at Auburn with all the names that you would know from Auburn: Tucker Smith, Logan Parks, those guys. So there's a pretty good bunch of Auburn guys on the Elite Series now. Pretty impressive.
Kind of an interesting algorithm, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's bring him on. Sam Hanggi. Did I say it right? Is that how he told me to say it? I don't remember. I forgot already. Nailed it.
Yeah, that's good.
How are you?
Good, guys. How are y'all?
We're good. I mean, I'm good. I don't know about the other two, but I'm good.
Heard that. Nice and cold. That's about it. Freezing my butt off.
What's the temperature there? Where are you at, I guess?
I heard you ask. I still live in Knoxville, so I'm in Knoxville right now, but I think it's like 20-something degrees outside. But so not too bad, but for me, pretty cold.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're getting prepared for your first elite event.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about Sam, like how you got start from the beginning, like when you were a kid. How'd you get to where you're at now? Something you dreamed about always? Did you fish any high school? Did you fish, I know you fished college. Tell us a little bit about Sam and how you got where you're at.
Yeah, so I went to a smaller high school that didn't have a fishing team, so I didn't do like the high school Bassmaster. I did the college, obviously. But my parents were super into the outdoors. I got a mom, a dad, and a sister, and they all loved to hunt and fish. So I grew up going hunting with my dad a lot and fishing with my parents and my granddad too. So I always really liked it. And my dad had a little like aluminum G3 boat that I used to run back in the day. I had like a 60 on it, and I'd go fish like Monday nighters and stuff with some of my buddies where my dad would take me, but not too often, honestly, like maybe like 7 or 8 times a year, and then just fish for fun a couple times. But I never really had any access to like tournament fishing. I didn't know anyone that did it at the time or wasn't super familiar about it. I knew about the college stuff, and I knew about Auburn because of Jordan Lee and Steve Kennedy and other people that were from that area, and I knew they had a good team. And toured their campus, and I saw a bunch of guys walking campus with fishing rods, and I was like, "Oh, this is definitely where I'm going to school." And that was where I honestly learned about tournament fishing, was at Auburn. Came down there freshman year and fished as a co-angler, and met a bunch of the guys on the team that were way better at fishing than I was when I got there. I didn't know nearly as much as them, and got really into it and started going every day, and decided that that was what I wanted to do, and pretty much fished every day since.
That's interesting, because so many of the young guns, I call them, the Tuckers and so many of them. Well, Trey McKinney's kind of one off. He's a one off, but by himself. But so many of them, came through the high school and got a taste. That's where they got the bug. You went to Auburn. Did you just join the club?
Yeah, so yeah, I just joined the club. I DM'd whoever the president was at the time. I can't remember his name. He was an older fellow that was president at the time. And he told me about a meeting, and I showed up to the meeting and paid my entry fee and started fishing as a co-angler. I had one mutual friend that I'd known from class that was on the team who had a boat, so he let me be his co-angler, which was a super easy in because I didn't have a boat at the time.
Was that Daryl High that you might have DM'd? He was
I think you're right. Yes, sir.
He was the Alabama high school youth director, I believe, but he was also the coach. I believe he was the coach of Auburn back then, so that would have been the guy.
Yeah, but
so
it was super nice, dude. I immediately pretty much made all my friends on the team. Like, once I joined, I was just kind of the guys I naturally started hanging out with. So it definitely progressed pretty quickly from when I got there and was kind of interested. And then a couple months in, I was all about it.
Yeah. So when did you, what was you remember your first tournament with Auburn?
Oh, yeah. Smith Lake. It was a college bass event on Smith Lake, whatever my freshman year was. So 2020, maybe 2019. I think we got 43rd when I was fishing as a co-angler. So that was my first tournament. It was awesome. I'd never seen anything like that, 200 boat blast off. That was first time ever being a part of a big tournament. So.
And you got the bug from there.
Oh, big time. Yeah, big time. I worked summers when I'd go back home, and I was into kayak fishing in high school. I did a few kayak tournaments with my dad and stuff like that, and ended up selling my kayaks and saved money from a couple summers and bought that Ranger I was talking to you about earlier for just a few grand off Facebook place, and that's what I used my sophomore year and then the beginning of my junior year as well.
So from your walking onto campus to walking off the campus to your last time, how much improvement did you see in yourself, fishing wise?
It was a lot. I mean, definitely a lot of improvement from when I started. A lot of it was just understanding how to fish a tournament and kind of what the thought process is behind a day of fishing on the water. Before, I would just kind of go out there and do whatever. Before I started tournament fishing, just whatever I felt like, and really learned about patterns and how to replicate a pattern and what certain things mean on the water. So I learned a lot about that in college and got a couple strengths fishing shallow, but I really neglected a lot of the electronics fishing until after I graduated. So I really didn't use live scope hardly at all in college. Maybe one tournament I kind of used it. So all the fish I was catching then, and still a lot of them are now, were all in that 3-foot range power fishing. So that's definitely got a lot of confidence in college doing that. That was kind of what I did at the majority of my events, was shallow power fishing. So yeah, I saw a lot, and just hanging around with all the good guys that y'all know now that are on the elites. It was nice getting to watch them and kind of see more experienced anglers and model myself after that.
That's pretty interesting too, because there's a whole, this whole forward facing sonar thing. All we hear is us older guys hear about the younger guys that learned it. That's all they've learned. That's all they did through high school and through college. And that's what we hear, right? And you're telling us, hey, you didn't do high school. B, you didn't do live scope in college. So how important was it in the opens to qualify for the Elite Series last year?
It was very important. So like I'm not trying to take away from that. At least to be at the top to be consistent at the top level. Traveling to 15 different lakes in a year, you have to be proficient with it. If not, there's always going to be scenarios where you can use it and you should use it. But it was really important. I think that was a lot of the reason I didn't have a great year my first year on the opens. Was a lot of that was spent learning how to use those electronics, and I just didn't realize all the different places that it applied. Like my basic knowledge of it was it's great for seeing brush, it's great for seeing where you're casting, but it's only good in deep water. You can only use it in certain scenarios. And first year on the opens is where I really learned that you can use it all the time if you want to. You can use it in 3 feet of water, you can use it in 60, and definitely did not have enough knowledge that I should have had on that going into my first year. So
was last year your second year on the opens?
Yes, just finished my second year on the opens. Yes, sir.
Even more interesting to me. That's that amazes me, because basically what you're saying is in 1 year that you got very good at something that you hadn't done. You know, that's the argument all of us old guys get, is we can't learn it. And here you are, in a matter of a year or two, have learned it well enough that I'm sure it helped you. You said it was very important to get where you're at, where you're getting at now. So it debunks the majority of everything we've heard.
Yeah, you really like it's not easy at all, and doing it by yourself without being around other people that know, just like anything else, like being surrounded by people that are better than you is always going to help. So if you're just out there by yourself trying it, it can be really hard. But if you're going to tournaments, you're seeing other people succeed doing it, picking up little like bits and pieces wherever you go, you can really add up and learn it quick. I mean, that year I did fish over 300 days last year, so it was a lot of fishing in 1 year. But
that helps. That helps.
But no, it is very doable.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad, I've taken my dad out all the time now, and he doesn't tournament fish or anything, but I've showed him how to use it, and he loves going out there and fishing for smallies and crappie and all that stuff.
Did you have somebody that helped you, teach you the tricks and the trades and what you're looking at, what you're not looking at? That's my problem, is that half the time I don't know what the heck I'm looking at, and I've never spent the time to go with somebody that knows what they're doing, and I think that would help.
Yeah, it does. I mean, no one gives up their tricks as far as like, hey man, come on, I'll show you exactly what to do. Like there was none of that going on, but you just pick up little bits, whether it's with a buddy or by yourself. The biggest thing is fish ID, learning how like certain fish position and act and how they act in relation to other fish. Like that's probably the biggest thing for getting proficient with it, but it's still not a cheat code by any means. Like there's plenty of days that like Okeechobee, I didn't use it at all. I used it all practice, couldn't find anything, and decided to go shallow. And so it's not just an end all be all. If you use it, you're going to have 20 pounds, but it is a nice tool, and I enjoy using it at times.
So on your qualifying season last year, how much would you say it played in your style?
Yeah, I did not use forward facing sonar, and I didn't use it at Okeechobee. I didn't use it at Chesapeake Bay. I didn't use it at Tom Bigby River. And I say didn't use it. I would still look at it some.
Yeah.
But I wasn't throwing a fish all day or doing anything like that. I was just fishing. Gosh, I'm trying to think where else we went. Fished a couple Toyota series, didn't use it there. So I would say it played in probably 70% of my tournaments. I was using forward-facing sonar.
Yeah.
And then 30% I wasn't.
That's
but
good.
like all the northern events, I used it. Any clear reservoir, Clark's Hill, I used it. Places like that. So it's kind of situational.
What would you say your favorite way to catch a bass is?
Whichever way they're biting, dude.
However they bite.
Yeah, I don't care. I like it all. I love to flip. I love to throw minnow. Anything. Jerk bait. I love it all. Flipping probably. Flipping's my the most fun way.
Yeah.
But no, dude, I like any way you can catch them.
I think we're all that way.
Yeah, I believe it. That's
I mean,
most of us.
I'm kind of what's the word? I'm kind of partial to the tube.
Oh yeah.
Not that it would surprise anybody watching, but that's kind of my thing. Tube or a Fritz side 5.
I like a foot side.
Yeah. What? So do you have a least favorite way to fish? Like if you
That's a good question.
found out this is what you had to do, but you're like, man.
I do not like fan casting. Like I don't like. I like throwing at isolated structure or like making specific casts. I don't necessarily like just casting around.
Blind cast.
Yeah, blind casting around in the area, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah.
It doesn't have to be on forward-facing sonar. I love to flip isolated structure or throw a spinner-braided isolated structure, but I just don't like it when it's not that. That's my favorite way to fish is like a target-rich environment.
Right.
It's like grass flats. I'm not a big grass flat guy. I'll do it, but probably not my favorite way.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's harder to separate yourself in those scenarios where like you can't necessarily see exactly what you're casting at.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd say that's probably my least favorite.
All right, let's kind of transition to you're moving into the elites. Are you nervous?
Oh, I've been nervous about getting all my stuff ready. I needed to get a new boat. I had like 2,000 hours on my Phoenix, so it was time to get a new one. So I've been rushing to get that done. The guys at Phoenix did a great job though, getting a boat built and getting it to me really quick. They did a fantastic job. Got it rigged out at Advanced Electronic Solutions a couple days ago. They did an awesome job. Got it packed full of batteries, graphs. So that alleviated some stress. But other than that, dude, I'm excited to go fish. I'll be stressed if I'm halfway through the season and having a tough year, but until that point, I'm just excited, man. I've been jonesing to fish these things since I was like 13, so I can't wait.
Any like nerves about pulling up to Iaconelli beside you? Like you're going to be fishing with Iaconelli on his final year. I don't know if you heard that today, but he announced this is going to be his final year. So
that's crazy. I did not see that. I did not know that. Yeah, it's the first time I heard that.
Yep, he announced that today.
Dang.
So it'll be an interesting year just because of that.
It will be, yeah. There's a lot of idols, like Mike Iaconelli included. I've watched him pretty much my whole life. Basically, he's been doing it. Bunch of those guys, Greg Hackney, like so many different idols that I've looked up to forever. That's definitely going to be the craziest thing. Like Brandon Polinick, Jason Christie, idoling out with those guys will be pretty crazy. I'm very excited to get to know him and talk to him. That's going to be a really cool experience. But no, I've heard they're all good guys, and everyone there knows how to tournament fish. So I don't know. I'm not too worried about the fishing side of things, but I'm just excited. I literally can't contain my excitement to get out there and fish.
That's good. How are you on Gunnersville? Because it's the first event coming up.
If you're looking at my history, subpar, honestly. But I will say I've been live scoping every time I've been there, so it's basically a new lake now that we can't use that. So I'm pretty excited to get out there. In the past, I haven't had horrible tournaments, but I've never made a top 10 out there. So
just kind of wondering if I should put you on my fantasy team is what I'm.
I mean, I'm always going to bet on myself. So if you want my pick, I would put me in it. But if you're going off the stats, maybe not.
You can't. No, man, you can't go off stats on fantasy fishing. It's you never know.
No, that's the truth.
You never know.
That is the truth. But no, I'm stoked, dude. It's I'm excited for it to be close to only a couple hour drive from the house, so the family can come and everything. So it's gonna be nice. I'm glad they're having it there.
Yeah, it'll be good. I haven't looked at the long range forecast. Is it supposed to be cold or what?
Oh,
Are
it's
they
going to be like 10 to 30 degrees, like all of practice. It's going to be freezing. But
looking?
I think it's
That
going to
does-
warm up a little bit on tournament day, I think. But I honestly haven't checked in the last day or two.
yeah, it'll be a good one, I think.
No, I think so too. It'll be cold. It'll be really cold.
Yeah. You got your sponsors all lined out, ready to go. Got any good ones you want to give a shout out to?
Absolutely, yeah. Got some great sponsors. A lot of them that have stuck with me from the past, like Impulse Lithium, especially. They've always taken care of me, man. I started running their batteries the year their company began, and literally never had an issue. Bill, Darlene, Josh, all those guys are super great people, and they believed in me before I knew anything. So really appreciative and excited to keep representing them. Mountain View Forward, which is a truck dealership in Chattanooga, which is right by the house. They really helped me out this year and got a bunch of vehicles from them in the past, and they've always been great. GSM, going to be representing Buckeye, Bill Lewis, all that stuff. So super excited to be on board with them. Yeah, I got a bunch of great sponsors, man. I'm blessed. Got a lot of good people in my corner. So really thankful for that.
Awesome. Before we get too far, we got one of our regular guests asked if you got a major and what your major was in college.
Yeah,
You got
I thought I was going to be a lawyer when I went to college, so I did a pre-law in college, but ended up deciding that the fishing thing was a little more enjoyable. So, yeah, pre-law major, believe it or not.
Pre-law. Well, I mean, that's always something good to fall back on.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's a little more school. I don't know if we're going to go that route, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I enjoy the fishing thing enough to make it work, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. Kyle, look like you wanted to say something.
I'm more interested in, you're around Tennessee. Have you delved off into the flat crankbait, the flat crankbait craze that's in that part of the world?
Oh yeah, that was like my favorite thing to do as a child was throw flat-sided crank all over the place. I mean, I've pretty much thrown every flat-sided crankbait that I could find around here. It's definitely kind of part of the country where that originated. So very popular where I'm at. Very popular.
Is there like flea markets that just sell like random Wex and all that kind of cool stuff, or is it like, it's like you come around here, the Ozark area, a pre-wrap wigglewort is pretty common to find in a flea market or little store around here somewhere. I just kind of wondered if Tennessee was like that with the hand carved flat crankbaits.
Yeah, we got some really good local shops here that carry. There's a lot of local guys that carve and they'll sell them at some of the local shops. So yeah, there's a bunch of them. A bunch of guys do handmade cranks. They're very popular around here.
Do you have some favorite kinds that you throw, or?
Dude, I love I love balsa baits. Definitely been big on the balsa baits my whole life. And then some of the new Bill Lewis cranks are really good. Been messing with them the last this winter especially. Really been using them, but dude, I change it up. I do a lot of local cranks, a lot of local crankbaits that guys make. But yeah, I mix it up.
What's
Wiggleworts too. I know you'll appreciate that. Definitely been a big Wigglewort guy. I don't have any of the OGs, but love the Wiggleworts.
OGs?
Yeah,
you're missing out.
I know. So I've heard. I had one, and it did not last me very long before I broke it off inevitably. But
they're on eBay for $40 or $50 a piece, and it's money well spent.
I just haven't had the heart to buy them. You think they're worth it?
I mean, I'm guessing you probably
depends on where you're at.
Probably got some glides in your bait in your boat, don't you?
That is, yeah. I've definitely got more of those than I need. That is for sure. That's an unhealthy obsession of mine. But
how much did you pay for them?
More than $50. Yeah, more than $50. But they're a little bigger. They're cooler to look at. You can play with them in the truck when you're driving to a tournament.
You can throw them on bigger line.
Yeah. I usually just buy them just to play with and hold hold on to. I don't
You-
catch nearly as many as I should.
You buy those glides to play with, you can buy them wiggle worts to fish, bub.
Yeah. I might have to take your
Man,
advice on that.
it's a weird deal. I don't know about like when I lived in Alabama, I could not catch a fish on a wiggle wart. I mean, I came from here and went there. So I knew about wiggle warts, and I threw the fire out of wiggle warts around Logan Martin and Smith Lake and Lay Lake, and I never had any luck on wiggle warts down there. And I never knew anybody that did, mainly because they didn't throw them a lot, but I threw them and I didn't. It's just weird. The different areas of the country the fish just act different. I don't know.
It is wild. No, you definitely something you notice traveling all the time is there's certain lakes it's like certain baits are just it. And you go somewhere else and it's like they just hate it. It's so weird. I've had that same experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like we got a little lake around here, and if you're not throwing something green pumpkin, you're making a mistake.
It's crazy how they do that. They just key in on a certain thing, and it's wild.
I mean, I even years ago, even like it's like a green. I'm colorblind too, but it's like a green pumpkin, like real chartreusey jerk bait, and I
Yeah.
could catch them on it. It's just literally the ugliest color I've ever seen, but it is odd how they get keyed in on color.
No, it's crazy. I've noticed a lot with swim jigs too, like putting like crazy color skirts in a swim jig, like chartreuses and pinks. You'll have like certain days where I feel like where they're just really keyed in on a certain color like that. And I've noticed it a lot more shallow fishing than I have like live scoping. I feel like live scoping, it doesn't apply as much. It's more just being efficient and casting as many bass as you can. And you're just always going to have some that deny and some that eat, no matter what you're throwing. But shallow, I've really noticed that it's like certain colors or certain styles, like bait selection is a lot more important. I feel like something I've really felt like the last couple of years.
So you said something kind of cool. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I fished 300 days in a year. I mean, that would be ridiculous.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I wrote down the 300 and circled it because I just find that amazing. So just talk to me real quick. So, not saying anything you don't already know. I mean, obviously you haven't been bass fishing for that long, but you've been successful in a really quick, short period of time. So tell me about some techniques that you've taught yourself, and then maybe some techniques that you were struggling with that you got help trying to learn or get better at.
Yeah. The first technique that I learned in college was like the mag draft deal. That was super popular. It was a mag draft. Like my first year in college, I weighed 80% of the fish I caught on a mag draft, had a top 10, or got third in the tournament, cut a bunch of check. I had a good year doing it. It's like, that was kind of the shallow power fishing deal I learned myself. I had a lot of help with the minnow when I first started, suspended fish fishing, fish ID. That was where I had a lot of help with. And then from there, once I kind of figured out the fish ID, it was just time on the water and going every day and throwing a fish and seeing what they do and just learning every single day.
Was that one of those deals where you went to the same lake over and over and over again and tried to like master a technique, or was it, travel over here, travel over there?
Yeah, that was where it started, was picking a lake. Like if you follow Alabama in college, I would go there 5 days a week and fish it all the time until I got really comfortable fishing that lake. And then I would kind of use the strengths that the confidence, or I guess strengths that I gained off that lake, go to another one and try and apply that. And sometimes it would work a little bit, sometimes it wouldn't, and you'd have to try something else. And just kind of like building. You just get confidence on each lake, and then you go to another one, get confidence on that lake, and then eventually at the end of the year, you fish 20 lakes and you're confident on all of them. Just compounding interest, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you got largemouth, smallmouth spots or Kentuckies or whatever you want to call them.
Tons of diversity. That was the nice thing. I'd never caught a spotted bass before I went to college. It's the first time I ever caught a spotted bass was a few years ago. Those are awesome. We did not have those in East Tennessee.
Would you much rather fish for them than anything else, or?
Oh, smallies. I like smallmouth way too much. That's hands down favorite. We've got some really good smallmouth fishing around here. Tellico, believe it or not, has some giant smallmouth out there. I've caught 4 over 5 pounds this year out there. Got my personal best, which was like 6 1/4. Got some really good ones. Norris Lake is great for numbers. Catch a bunch of 3-pounders. Up north too, like in any of the northern swings, Champlain. That is my absolute favorite. But I love it all, dude. I love the spots. They act really similar, and love the shallow, largy fishing. So it's all fun.
Most definitely. Was you on the river when Gussie won the Classic?
I wish I was on the bank at the expo, or I was at the expo when that happened. But I was there. I fished it many times.
Did you have a glimmer in your eye that you were going to be sitting in this chair tonight talking with us about fishing your first Elite Series in a couple weeks?
Dude, I know if you'd have told me at Okeechobee that I was going to be on the Elites, I would have laughed in your face and been like, "You are crazy, no chance." So, no, I never thought any of the stuff that's happening right now was going to happen. To be honest,
I mean, I can't imagine the hard work and dedication you put in. If you fished 300 days last year, you earned it.
Yeah, I had definitely. There's a lot of people that sacrificed to let me do that. My girlfriend, all my friends. I mean, just everything. Sponsors. There's so many. I had a really good team around me. Parents letting me stay in their house. I mean, I'm still living with my folks. Like everyone's sacrificing for me to go out there and fish every day. So it's crazy. Just super humbling to have people behind you that support your passion. Like my mom and dad, they thought I was going to be or I don't know if they thought I was going to be a lawyer, but I was going there to be a lawyer in school. And I told them at the end of freshman year that I fished the first tournament. I'm getting a little sidetracked, but the first college tournament I fished out of my own boat was at Lake Cumberland. And my partner at the time, this was not Sam Hosley. This was just one guy that I asked to fish with me. He wasn't my regular partner. Wasn't able to make it. I ended up going by myself to the tournament. Didn't get any practice because I had to do school. And I ended up getting 11th place, like literally throwing a wiggle wart on the dam at Lake Cumberland. And I got 11th. I remember calling my mom on the way home and telling her that it was the coolest thing I'd ever done and that I was going to do it for the rest of my life and just how amazing it was. And since then, they've been all about it. Like I tell them I'm not going to class and I'm going fishing. They're all for it. So.
They would have cut me off
on that phone call. Was she all about it, or was there like a little bit of dead silence?
Oh, she was all about it. About it. I'm telling you, my parents love the outdoors. My mom has killed more big deer and big elk than I'd say probably every guy you know. So
nice.
They're crazy about the outdoors. So no, they were all about it.
That's awesome because I think most parents would probably, there would have been silence on the other end of the line.
Absolutely. I mean,
for a minute.
It is not a good idea.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But
yeah, I definitely have a little bit closer relationship with Auburn than a lot of people know. But I know a girl that was adopted. She was originally from Okinawa, Japan, and she got a scholarship to go to Auburn, and she's now a doctor wearing a white coat.
No kidding.
So, some people's parents send their kids to Auburn in hopes that they come out of there with a good career, And
yeah, I think that might have been my parents' hopes at the beginning, but then they were just hoping I was going to make the elites.
I mean, it's great that you got that kind of support, and you definitely need it. Need it.
You do it. Anyone that tells you they do it themselves is lying, man. It's a lot. Just obviously it's an individual sport, but it takes a lot of people just logistically to make everything happen and just know that no one's mad at you and they want you to be out there and they want you to succeed. It definitely helps with catching them when you're out there worrying about back home and worrying if people are upset that you're gone for a month and a half. It's nice. I'm really thankful for that.
Do you think that Mercer is sitting at home right now trying to figure out a nickname for you?
I bet I got to catch him first before that. But maybe after I drop a big bag at Lake Gunnersville.
I mean, the
then he'll be
dude,
sitting there.
the dude is amazing. He's prepared. Like he's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna wait till you catch a big bag.
Well, hopefully he doesn't have to. Hopefully,
He's gonna be ready when you catch the big bag. Something's gonna come out of his mouth that nobody's expected.
I hope it's something good.
I'm sure it will be.
No, I'm excited. Mercer's awesome. I honestly can't even believe that he's going to be the MC for me next year. That's just crazy thought.
Yeah,
that's one of the things I'm most excited about is having him at the events.
That first morning.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. That's when it's going to set
when you're
in.
idling through and he's yelling all your stats that I just read off the top of his head and saying your name. It's, that's got to be amazing.
No, absolutely. He is fantastic at his job and definitely a large reason that I even started watching it in the first place. Just such an entertaining guy to watch and be around. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good.
No, it's definitely a dream come true, dude. It still kind of feels like a joke, like it's not even going to happen. So it's going to be, I think exactly what you said, idling out the first day is when it'll really feel legit. Like, dang, I'm actually fishing these. But it's going to be awesome.
Yep. So how much more work do you have to do to get your boat ready?
Oh gosh, I got the tackle swapped out from the old boat to the new boat. All my rods are still in a giant pile in the garage, unrigged. So I've got to tackle that. Got to do a bunch of laundry and got to get the graphs dialed in. Just like I said, Advanced Electronic Solutions did a great job putting everything on, but I got to go get all the settings right, get my waypoints downloaded, mapping, all that stuff. So just busy work, nothing too crazy, but with it being 8 degrees, I also need to go get a few more hours on the motor. I've only got 2 hours on the motor, so
yeah, you might want to do that. How do you load your boat? Like, do you base it on where you're going? Do you load and unload? Do you take? I know if you got a back-to-back, a lot of guys load the back of their truck with this, stuff that they're going to use on the second week, and everything in the first week is in the boat. How do you do that?
Yeah, I honestly usually just keep everything with me just because I'll be gone for extended periods of time, fishing between pre-fishing and fishing tournaments. So I usually keep it all with me. I do swap stuff out, like if it's like spy baits or like really niche things that I only use at certain places, I'll take them out. But for the most part, dude, I'm so forgetful that I try to just leave anything and everything. Like, there's so much room in this Phoenix's that I'll put everything I think I might need and not swap too much. Because whenever I do that, I end up getting out there and being like, oh, well, I don't have my jig heads. I don't have my tubes. I don't have anything. So
will it be full?
Oh, it'll be full. It'll be busting out the top of the compartments by the time the tournament starts for sure. I keep it loaded. The back of the truck will be full and the boat compartments.
Yeah, that's crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy how much tackle that I can't even imagine what you have. I mean, I know what I have. Like, I just unloaded my boat so I could take it to the detail shop.
Yeah.
And my wife was like, you have 6 giant tubs of stuff in that boat. And I'm like, yeah. And that's probably half of what you've got, probably.
Yeah, so about 10% of
it. Yeah. Yeah.
No kidding. Yeah, I've been trying to cut back the last year and not buy as much tackle, but it's hard. It's hard not to.
Every time, if you're like me, like I just unloaded everything, right? So I'm like, I do not need to buy tackle for 2 years. I do not need to buy any tackle for like 2 years. But I know probably March I'll be ordering whatever.
Guaranteed. Yeah,
$100, $200 worth of stuff. I'll go in Honey Creek Outdoors for a bag of jigs heads and come out with $300, $200 worth of stuff.
That's how it always goes.
Yeah. Danny, we're about ready to cut him loose. So you got anything you want to ask him? You've been sitting there patiently waiting while we've
Sam,
been babbling.
are you traveling with anybody?
Yeah, I got traveling with some of my buddies. Aaron Jagfeld, he fished college against me, and he obviously qualified as well this year. He fished for Adrian, so traveling with him. We roomed together a little bit last year, pre-fishing for the EQs. So he's a great guy. He's actually at my house right now, believe it or not. But rooming with him, and then rooming with another buddy, Matt Messer. I also fished against him in college. He actually just won a dual threat a couple days ago. He won the Okeechobee dual threat. So
Nice.
yeah, traveling with those two guys. But they're both great. They both qualified with me this year, fished against them in college. So been around them for a long time, and they definitely know how to catch them. So I'll be around good people.
We'll have to get them on the show too.
No, you should. They're great guys. Yeah, they're really great guys. They're
That'd be
awesome.
fun. So as you're traveling across the country, which you've been doing, obviously, you're driving down the interstate, you see the sign, you're like, oh man, I gotta stop. Where are you stopping?
Chipotle every time. Big Chipotle guy. That's like my number one stop. Chipotle. Also like McDonald's, which is probably bad to say, but big McDonald's guy as well. I used to be on the Chick-fil-A, but I ate it too much. So I had to cut. Kind of got tired of it.
That
So,
happens when you're in Alabama. You
Yeah.
eat too much Chick-fil-A.
no kidding. But yeah, Chipotle is my number one stop.
Chipotle.
I think
All
that's
right.
the first time we've heard Chipotle.
It's good, dude. It's healthy. I get tired of the fast food on the road. Like I
Yeah.
love the way it tastes, but
Yeah, it's good.
eating it for 2 days, 3 days in a row, I'm just, oh my gosh, I gotta get something good for me. Sitting out there sweating all day.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
One
my
final-
usual stop.
One final strange question. Craziest thing you've seen on your sonar screen? Something that you can't explain, or it was just weird?
I mean, I'm trying to think. I've seen some cool stuff. I've seen like alligators, manatees, loons are probably like first time seeing loons on the screen was probably the coolest thing I've seen on live scope because they'll dive down to like 40 feet, 50 feet in like a
Oh,
second.
I had no idea.
All the way down to 40, 50 feet on bait, rocket straight up to the top of the water. So that was the most impressive thing I've seen on scope was how agile and quick those birds are. It's insane. They'll go literally 40 to 0 feet in a matter of a second. It's wild.
Wow.
Manatees too. Manatees are crazy to see on scope. But I've seen a school bus too. Lake Norfolk. Norfolk Lake in Arkansas. There was a waypoint, like a pre-downloaded waypoint on the Lowrance unit of a underwater school bus. We went and saw that. That was pretty cool.
Huh.
You could see all the windows and like the wheel wells and stuff. It was pretty sick.
Sweet.
That's fun. Cool.
Heck yeah.
That's Danny's crazy. Have you ever seen Bigfoot?
I wish. I've been looking, but I've not seen him.
Didn't we have a guest that saw one in Tennessee? Who was that? Yes.
Dang it. Was it Fouts?
Yes.
Well, he doesn't live too far from me. So.
Jacob Pounce thinks he saw one on the boat ramp.
Where, a chick?
No.
I don't remember where he said.
One of the lakes around Nashville, I think. Or not Nashville. Maybe.
I'll have to keep an eye out then.
Yeah. And Kyle's not a believer, I don't think.
Come on. You gotta have a little childhood hope in there.
Yeah.
I hope he's real. It'd be awesome.
I do too.
Capture him and pay for this fishing addiction.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. That's what I would do if I saw Bigfoot.
Have you looked at fantasy fishing?
You're gonna laugh at me for saying this, but I've literally never done it one time. Never done fantasy football, fantasy fishing, anything. Don't even know how it works.
Well,
Which is crazy to say.
I'm just wondering who's in your bucket.
Who I would choose to catch them at Gunnersville?
Yeah, I was gonna look and see who's in, because they put you in buckets, right? So
Okay.
you're gonna be in a bucket probably with all the, maybe not. I'm not sure what bucket you're in.
I would assume with rookies, but
Well, I'm looking right quick.
yeah, I want to know now.
You're not in bucket A. I got Tucker Smith in bucket A.
I think that's a good pick.
I shouldn't have told that to my guys I'm playing against. You're not in B. You're probably going to be in E, but I'm going to go through them here just to be sure. Because they put like the new guys because they don't have any stats.
Yeah.
In the back. No, you're not in E. I skipped D. I skipped D, and that's probably where you're at. Yep, you're in D.
I would probably pick me, man, from being honest.
Here's who you're against. Matt Airy, Drew Benton, Stetson Blaylock, Bo Browning, Brandon Card, Jason Christie, Joey C. Fuentes, Austin Cranford, Jacob Fouts, Greg Hackney, Sam Hanggi, Randy Howell, Cody Huff, Carl Jakobson, David Mullins, Kyle Patrick, Jacob Porosnik, Caleb Summerall, Gerald Swindle, Brad Watley, and Jake Whitaker. That's tough, man.
That is pretty crazy to hear my name in conjunction with those guys. That's actually wild.
That is
crazy.
That's a tough group of guys there.
Yeah, I know. That's some stout competition for sure. If I'm competing with those guys, I'm going to be very happy. Very happy.
Absolutely.
But I got the confidence. I think it'll work out.
You sound confident. That's a big part of it, I think.
Yeah, confident enough. I definitely work in progress over here, but confident in what I've learned thus far for sure. So last year, definitely gained a lot of confidence last year, just being consistent. But
yeah,
always a lot more to learn. So definitely a work in progress. But
absolutely,
I think I can compete with them. We'll see. I'll let you know in a week, but I think I can. I
mean, since you said that, Danny, you gonna tell him the deal?
So here's the deal.
Let's hear it.
The next event you win, you come back on our show before Mercer.
Is that gonna start a rivalry if I do that?
Oh, we got a rivalry. No. I mean, our viewership, we are so tight with Mercer right now. It's unbelievable how close it is.
Well, he was cool enough to come on our show.
Yeah.
For some reason or another, he hasn't asked any one of us to come on his.
No.
Why wouldn't you? I mean, I got a Bigfoot here.
We might see if we can get him on right before the start of the season. I might check and see if he can come on.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one to have.
But in any event,
if I win it, I will totally come back on.
The next event you win, come back on the show. And there's a reason.
Mm-hmm. We have a pretty good record.
Ask Tucker. Tucker was on our show 3 times last year because he kept winning. Pat Schlopper was on our show 3 times last year because he kept winning.
Well,
you're coming back on, right?
True. I hope that pattern holds true.
Okay.
I'm going to be a happy man if that's okay. I hope I see you guys every other week this year.
That'd be awesome. Just make you a regular.
Yeah, please. That would be awesome.
All right, man.
Dude, I appreciate y'all having me on so much. Thank you.
We thank you for coming on.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah.
And anytime, you're welcome anytime. But like Danny says, especially if you win, come back on. And
I I hope
Good
that's
luck.
a
Good luck. We'll be following you, rooting you on. I know you'll do well.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Sorry I had to cut it short.
Nice
You're
meeting
good.
you. You take care, buddy. Good luck.
Absolutely.
See you later.
See you.
What's up, buddy?
Hi.
How are
Well,
you?
hi there,
Hey.
Mister.
What do you got on your shirt there? Pajamas? You got your pajamas on?
The Chinese have influenced him too. That was that. I want to have him on again
Yeah.
because it's very that whole. I mean, he's really not been fishing that long.
No.
No.
I mean, you hear about guys that are playing, like Flory Bidunga that didn't start playing basketball till he was a junior or senior in high school or something,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's one of the best in the world. This kid really didn't start fishing until, he wasn't recruited to go to Auburn for the fishing team.
Yeah, he went for law.
Yeah. And joined the club, but just because he wanted to fish. And now he's fishing on the Elite Series. Like 4 or 5, 6 years later. 7 years later, whatever it is. I think he said his first tournament was 2019. So 7 years later. 7 years later. He's fishing on the Elite Series.
Yeah.
Trey McKinney's been fishing since he was in diapers. Everybody talks about how young he is and everything, but he's experienced.
Mm-hmm.
Fishing BFLs and stuff when he was 16. And, this kid is an anomaly. That's my big word for the day. Anomaly. What do you think about that?
Anomaly?
No.
No, me neither.
Mm.
Same
And
answer.
that's your mom's name?
Is that your mom's name? Anomaly.
Oh.
Huh?
Emily.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. Close.
Yeah, I saw that. Eric Stong and Kit both fishing the Toyota Series. Doing well. Or Eric is, anyway.
Where at?
Okeechobee.
How many pounds did Eric have?
I don't know. Matt Ganoth just posted he's in 18th place.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. I know the leader on the Opens had 28 today.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no forward facing. They're in a no forward facing event. I did talk to Hank Weldon today, the director of the Bassmaster Opens, because I was kind of interested to see their procedures and processes for this no forward facing sonar thing. It's a little different than MLF because their whole tournament is no forward facing sonar, and MLF has and the BFLs, whatever, they have a 3-hour deal. I'm still not sure how that is going to be policed really well, but as far as Bassmaster Opens, they have purchased the anglers have two options. I asked Hank to go through what his options were so I could tell our folks. The anglers have two options. They can take it completely off their boat, the transducer, off whatever. If they have it on the trolling motor, if they have it on a turret, they can take it off. They don't necessarily have to take it all the way off, but it can't be in the water. It has to be off, and it can be like zip tied up, to one of the, you know, electronics brackets up front, or they can take it all the way off if they want. And then the other option is to put the little cover over the end of the cord. So they basically bought. I didn't ask him this if the angler was responsible for buying the cover or if they were, but I think they were. So they have covers that they can put on, and they're just a little. He said they're an extension cord cover, like you can put it over the end of an extension cord, and it's orange. And they bought those seals with numbers on them, like they put on the back of a semi truck. They bought a bunch of those, smaller than those, but smaller. And so there's a hole in the cover, and those seals have to be on that. And then they have to bring it through a check, like at registration. They check them off the list that it's on there and it's sealed. And then they can't take it off. The angler also is instructed to take a picture of it after they put it on before practice. Has to be before practice. They can't use them in practice either. So it's got to be before practice. They take a picture. The pictures are time stamped. You can see on a picture. I don't know how to do this. I'm not that technical, but you can see on a picture the timestamp when the picture was taken. And that's used as a precautionary measure if Danny Barrett is protested at the end of the tournament that he used his forward facing sonar. Then Danny has a picture where his cover was on, seal was on there, and end of the tournament, it's still on there. So,
at least they've implemented a rule that doesn't sound like there's any gray area to right or wrong.
right. So it sounded pretty good to me. Sounded like a pain in the ass to me. Sorry.
Bah.
Are you running the beeper, the beep button? Sounds like a pain in the butt to me, and he confirmed it was a pain in the butt.
But they're doing it the right way.
They are.
And I mean, the lockbox sounds pretty easy if you ask me. Unplug the end of the cord and put the lockbox around it. Take a picture of it.
You can go to bassmaster.com and see the photos of this morning, the morning launch. There are several pictures in there of guys of their lockbox, so you can see what it looks like, and you can see the seals on there. That's how they're doing it. Which I thought was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a turtle. As you've seen, the Turtle Box is the title sponsor of the Opens this year. I don't know if you knew that, but they are. So it's the Turtle Box Bassmaster Opens, presented by somebody new also. Let's see. What's going on here? Bassmaster Turtle Box Bassmaster Open presented by Battery Tender. That's a mouthful. Cody Stahl is leading it with 28 pounds, 9 ounces.
Pretty nice bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a heck of a bass, ain't it, bub?
Somebody caught a 10-pounder too.
Does it look like this?
Probably. Who caught that one? Your dad?
No, this. Hold on. That.
That's the weigh-in, the Kissimmee weigh-in.
Who is that guy?
I don't know. It looks like my dad.
No, I'm way prettier than that, bub.
John does kind of
You
look
wear
like it.
sunglasses.
And I ain't putting on a PB Blaster shirt either. That stuff stinks.
That's Cody Stahl, I think. Is that who you're looking at?
I can't tell. My dad can.
I have
Jonathan Kelly. Jonathan Kelly caught a 10-pound, 7-ounce bass.
That might be Jonathan Kelly there. He was wearing a Bass Cat hat.
Look at that too.
If it's
Yeah.
the same Jonathan Kelly that fished the Classic years ago
Yeah.
from Connecticut or Pennsylvania or wherever he was from, the
He's
school
from-
teacher.
Oh, no. You're thinking of John Carter.
Oh, I am?
John Carter was the school teacher from Connecticut
Oh, okay.
or New Hampshire.
Okay.
John Kelly is from Delaware, I believe. He went to school at coastal Carolina down there on the Winyah Bay. He went to school with the Duarte brothers, or not, brothers, John Duarte and Michael. I'm surprised we haven't seen them. I think they're going the MLF route, but they've won a lot of money in boats over the years, the Duarte brothers. I'm surprised we haven't seen them.
Well, speaking of fantasy fishing,
Yes.
are we going to do it this year?
Yes, absolutely. I think so. I started a group, Idle Zone Syndicate. So if you want to play, and I just made it open to the public, so anybody that searches Idle Zone Syndicate can get in our group and play, because I don't want to mess with sending out invites and all that stuff. And,
Mm-hmm.
so just go to Fantasy Fishing, go to the groups, go to Idle Zone Syndicate, and you gotta make an account. You gotta pick a team, and then you can put that team in the Idle Zone Syndicate group. And there's 3 games. There's regular fantasy fishing, there's pick'em, and there's Drain the Lake. And so I've done Drain the Lake. I have not done the pick'em yet. They've got some pretty interesting pick'ems. The first matchup is Chris Johnson or Trey McKinney. And the second one is Gerald Swindle or Randy Howell.
The second one's a hell of a lot tougher than the first one.
You think?
Yeah, there's no doubt. Even though
Uh-huh.
the first one's probably been fishing down there since last February, practicing until the cutoff. But
And it's no forward facing sonar, remember?
oh, I ain't worried about that. But the first one, I mean, that Johnson brother, he's absolute hammer in Florida. I mean, that's the reason why he's been in the runnings for AOY so many times.
They're not in Florida.
They're Gunnersville.
Oh,
Gunnersville.
that's right. I was thinking. I'm sorry. It might not be as easy. For some reason I was thinking they were starting out in Florida like every other year.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the first one's at Gunnersville. That's what
Yeah,
makes
I take all
Swindle
that.
and
I
that's
take
what
all that
makes,
back. I'm not for sure.
yeah, Swindle and Howell is intriguing.
Swindle and Howell is very intriguing.
Easton Fothergill and Fisher Anaya is interesting.
Sure.
Stephen Kennedy and Scott Canterbury.
Yeah.
Tristan McCormick and Aaron Jagfeld. Just talked about him.
Neither.
We need to have Tristan on the show. Tristan's a good dude. I don't know Aaron that well. We need to have him on too. Jamie Hartman and Caleb Coupal.
Caleb Kufal, hands down. That's an easy one.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a real easy one. Fripper.
You know that Jamie Hartman and Caleb, the reason why they picked them two, because the last time they were at Gunnersville, it was a battle between them two to see who won.
Who won, though?
I think Jamie Hartman. I think he came from behind.
I thought Caleb Kufal won fripping.
They were both fripping.
No, Hartman was throwing a topwater, wasn't he?
Yeah, but I think, no, part of him, but he was. I'm not sure who won that one.
Well, I know Caleb Kufal won one of them.
I know Jamie came from behind and won one of them, like 10th place behind.
I think Caleb was like 2 miles north of Scottsboro flipping those grass flats.
We'll have to look that one up. John Garrett and Bill Lowen.
Fripping the grass flats.
Fripping.
And John Garrett and Bill Lowen.
Wow.
I'm picking Dollar Bill on that one.
Let's see. I'm going to check.
Hold on, Bill.
Mm-hmm. He's a big guy. He is a whole dollar.
I say two if you're talking that.
Let me go back here.
John Garrett's like a $50 compared to Bill Lowen.
Then I'll bet three.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Okay.
that's no
What was I
offense.
looking at? I was looking at Jamie Hartman.
What contest is this? The one-on-one matches or whatever they call it?
They call them the Pick'em.
Pick 'em. I got to retrieve my password to see if I can even do this before I even have an opportunity to pick.
I just used a different email, made a whole new one.
Jamie Hartman won 2019 Cayuga and 2019 Lake Gunnersville.
Okay. Now you have to look up the other side of the story.
I am. I'm looking him up here. Hold on. Stand by.
Uh-oh. Whoops.
What happened?
I'm going to say that Max pushed the wrong button.
Oh, he gone. I can't see when I got the other thing pulled up because I got it both on the same screen.
Kids pushing buttons. You got to just
Caleb
swat
Coupal.
your butt out of here.
That's exactly what
Caleb
I said.
Coupal won
I'm gonna
Gunnersville
guess
2
that you
years
pushed the wrong
later.
button.
So they both won Gunnersville
Uh-oh.
two years
We
apart.
can't hear John.
Oh, yeah, we can.
Huh?
Yeah, we can hear John perfectly.
They both.
Oh, there he is.
They both won Gunnersville 2 years apart.
Okay. See, that's how my memory runs together. I don't think one of them's going to win it this year, though.
Well, you're picking who finishes higher, I think, between them two on the pick 'em.
Oh,
Who does better?
yeah.
That's a tough one. I mean, because it's not going to be top water, and it's not going to be fripping. It's going to be chatterbait, crankbait, lipless crankbait, maybe a little bit of jerkbait.
Yeah, it's probably more in Jamie's wheelhouse than it is Caleb's. But
That's kind of what I'm thinking, but could be wrong.
I've never been a one to cheer for him, so
Who?
Jamie Hartman.
No, he's a New Yorker. He's a Yankee. Well, they're both Yankees. The other guy's from Michigan.
He was from Wisconsin.
He's from Michigan.
I thought he was buddies with Pat.
Caleb's from Michigan, I believe. Oh, no, he's from Wisconsin. You're right. I thought he was from Michigan. Maybe that's where the last win was.
Him and Pat were battling back and forth on the river last year.
Yeah. He's got 3 second place finishes.
Yeah, he's good.
Grand Lake Open, Elite, Santee Cooper, and Mississippi River.
Yeah. Oh, see you, Danny.
Where'd Danny go?
I don't know.
So yeah, when is that first tournament?
Couple weeks.
We got to have our fantasy done by it's January. No, it's February 5th through the 8th. So it's next week.
Yep.
Next week we got to have our. See, it starts Thursday.
Starts a week from today.
Oh, so you got to have your picks in before the show next week.
Yeah, don't screw up like me a couple years ago and be in the top 1,000 ranked.
Yeah,
and then drive to work Thursday morning and go,
crap.
Yep. So you got to do your picks between now and next Wednesday. If you're going to join us in the. Might want to post that on our. I don't know how many people are watching on YouTube. Might want to post that we're doing fantasy on the Facebook page, maybe.
I'll do it.
Let's see how many.
Post a link to it.
Yeah, see how many people we get to do it. Maybe we'll come up with some kind of prize. Lake Lodge hat or something.
Cool.
Lake Lodge hat, full repair of any automobile problem that you have from Kyle.
oh, I was going to say like a deep 6 mega bass off the head of my trolling motor or something.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So we got a hat from me and a broken bait from
You
Kyle.
can put it on your keychain. You know, it's like a keepsake.
Maybe we can figure out something to give away.
I'll send a picture of Bigfoot that I took.
Okay.
That's outstanding.
That is awesome. What else do we need to talk about before we get off? This show's going to be a little shorter tonight, which for some reason I may even go to bed early tonight. I've been busy the last few days.
That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. That is a good thing. took my boat to Brock, Brock Enmeyer.
Mm-hmm.
I took my boat to Brock yesterday. He's going to detail her and try to buff out some of the scratches. Said he'd make her look good. I said, good. Just don't break the bank. He said he wouldn't, so we'll see.
Well, I wish we would have known earlier in the show that Sam's buddy was one that won the first dual threat.
Yeah.
And we could have talked about that a little bit.
Yeah.
Did I see that part of their prize pool is like cryptocurrency?
Their championship at the championship,
1 Bitcoin.
it's $100,000 or $200,000, 1 or 200,000 plus 1 Bitcoin, which I have no idea how much that's worth, but
I could have told you 2 days ago when I went down that rabbit hole on Google.
the guy, it's something you put away and it could turn into millions. It could be $1 million. It could be 2 million.
Try to buy a Bitcoin right now.
Yeah, they're expensive.
It's a lot. I don't even know.
I don't know. There's a lot of things about that. That's why that was one of the main reason I called Hank, was to ask him what the insider, what they're saying. And I forgot to ask him. I talked to him about the forward facing sonar and how they're handling it. And I talked about the team championship drama around here. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, they obviously haven't announced it yet, so what you see is what you get on that deal, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I did see a Clemson football schedule.
Oh, okay.
So, well, that's the BNC, though. That's not the team championship.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the team's going to be here, but I think that's already a done deal. They're not going to announce it for a while, and I don't think it's a secret. I think it's out there. They just haven't officially announced it.
How do you qualify for it?
Huh?
How do you qualify for it?
You got to fish a team trail. I don't think any of that has changed. How you qualify. You got to.
It's not the well.
The only thing that's changed in the team
trails around to qualify for the team.
There's really not a lot of them. They've kind of all quit doing it around here because of how it was done. But they've changed. The main reason why they're not doing it around here anymore, a lot of the trails is because everyone has to be a Bass member. It used to be.
I wonder how Joe Basson was doing that all them years.
Well, it used to be that you only had to be a Bass member to fish the team championship. So you could qualify through Joe Bass without being a Bass member. Joe Bass had to pay a team membership for every person that fished, which was $10. So if there was 500 guys or 400 guys that fished the Joe Bass, however many was on their list that fished their trail that they sent in. So they had to send in a $10 check for. So that's how they got their numbers. So if they had 20 and you got one spot for every 25 teams, 50 members. So for every 100 members, you got 2 teams. So that's 100 times $10,000. They were sending like 20 teams. So they were writing a check to Bass for like a lot of money, $10. But now it's every member, and you didn't have to be a Bass member until you made the team championship. So you fish Joe Bass all year long, you make the team championship. Now you got to buy a Bass membership if you didn't have one in order to fish the tournament, because you got to be a Bass member to fish any Bass event. But now they've changed it to where every single one of those guys that fishes Joe Bass, if they're going to do it, has to be a Bass member.
Interesting.
So if
There could possibly be a whole bunch of people not opt in for it.
there's going to be a bunch of people that's not going to opt into it. There's a lot of trails that already haven't.
Maybe they just ought to quit doing it.
I think it might be the smallest team championship in history. Because I don't see, there used to be a lot of big trails. Like Fishers of Men had 20,000 members. They used to do it across the country. They quit.
Interesting.
So I don't know. I don't know how many people they'll have. I think if they have a low turnout this year, it may be the last one.
Yeah. May need to figure out a way to qualify for that one.
Kansas Buddy Bass.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas Buddy Bass.
Kansas Buddy Bass. They're actually having 2 championships. One to qualify for Grand this year and one to qualify for the next year's, all in 1 year, so they can get back on schedule. So, and to fish their Grand Championship, which is on Grand, to qualify for the team championship that's on Grand, you got to fish 3 events prior to Grand. So there's Stockton, there's Palmy, and there's Melbourne. I want to say Melbourne maybe prior to Grand. I know it's Stockton and Palmy prior to Grand.
It's either Melbourne or Perry. I can't remember.
Maybe it might be Perry. I don't think it wasn't Truman, because I was thinking if we could do all 3 Missouri lakes, before you get to Grand. But I think it's Stockton, Palmy, and either Perry or Melbourne. One of those 2 prior to Grand, and then you can fish the Grand one. I wonder if you can fish both championships. So if I fish, this is a question for Drew if he's watching. If I fish Palmy, Stockton, and Perry, there's my 3 to fish to qualify for Grand for the mid-season championship. Do those 3 count for the year-end championship?
Good question.
I mean, it sounds like,
Because I would have actually fished 4 if I fished Grand, which is the mid-season championship. So I will have fished, if I do that, I will have fished 4 tournaments of his 8 or 9, whatever it is. Does that qualify for me for the mid-season and I would think so.
Have to find out. I'll report back.
Yeah. And you can have an alternate.
Mm-hmm.
because frankly, I probably won't go to Perry or Melbourne. But if I go to Stockton and Palmy and I can get my partner to go to Perry or Melbourne with an alternate, then I'm in for the grand mid-season championship.
Mm-hmm. And that's the second week of June, I think.
Second or third.
Yeah, 14th, 15th, or
Yeah, I
something.
think the 6th and 7th and 8th is the Big Bass Challenge, Grand, Big Bass Bash. And I think it's the next weekend is that tournament. Interesting. Yes, that would be a question for Drew. Good, short but sweet show. We do have a guest next week,
Who we got?
as far as I know. Last I checked, we do have a guest next week. Let me double check. What is next week? February 5th?
Yep.
Yep. We do have a guest next week. A good one. It's a good one. I mean,
Kyle Kister.
I'm actually a little surprised that we were able to pull this one off if he shows up, which I think he will. Mr. Drew Gill.
Cool.
Just won the MLF at Gunnersville. Probably one of the top 5 young guns in the fishing world right now. Maybe top 3. Drew Gill, Tucker Smith, Trey McKinney. Drew Gill is right up there. That's who we got coming on, Drew Gill.
Awesome.
Kyle doesn't seem impressed.
He looks like he Googled something.
I did.
Googling Kansas Buddy Bass
Yeah, I'm not.
dates.
I'm not impressed. The schedules. You got to make choices when you fish tournaments.
Yep, you do.
Danny,
What?
take us out, Jack.
We're done. As
Stick a fork in me.
as Mark Zona would say, we're done.
Peace, yo.